Hello! Thank you for being in a new video. This time we have a very quick unboxing of the ZTE Axon 60 Lite. Let's get started. This is one of the cheapest devices today, having a launch price in Mexico of $2,999. On the screen appears the reference price in dollars, but remember that the prices here are not the same as there. In Mexico, prices are generally higher. In fact, for a device of these characteristics, I expected a slightly lower price. Maybe in some promotions you could get to take advantage of it in a better way. But let's take it out of the box so you can get to know it better. And notice that first we find this envelope that comes with the key to remove the tray, then a little bit of documentation, and finally a holster. This is appreciated that it comes included because there are other manufacturers that don't include a case. But here we do, although we have a simple, transparent, slightly flexible case with semi-rigid edges. But now let's take a look at the cell phone. In this small plastic, some features stand out. For starters, 5000 mAh battery with fast charging. I think this is pretty standard in this price range. It brings 256 gigabytes of storage. I think in this sense it can be something outstanding. And finally, it says it has triple camera and 50 megapixel main camera. At least they already put main camera on it to make it very clear that only one of the cameras has 50 megapixels. Well, let's get it out there and see how it goes. The back cover design is minimalistic. It comes with a solid color, no gradients, no multi-light reflections. Although the camera module seems to be in an acrylic, which might give it a little bit of a different highlight and with a little bit more reflections in the colors. The design is nice, gold frame. But let me see what else comes in the box while powering up this device. It's a 22.5 watt charger and the cable is from USB-A to USB-C, albeit a very short length. So it's something that's fine. I think the charging is pretty fast for this price range, although the cable is a little short. But I don't think we can complain too much about this aspect. Let me put all this away and get back with you so we can take a little bit closer look at the device. It has a 6.6-inch display with HD plus resolution and a 90 Hz refresh rate. It's a simple screen, although fortunately having 60 Hz helps it feel a little more modern with respect to the movements it's capable of displaying, although it will obviously have simple viewing angles. Notice how from the side it loses a lot of brightness. It obviously only has one speaker, although fortunately it does have a headphone jack. So the sound experience I think will require headphones if you want to have stereo experience and better quality, because the speaker is going to be simple, obviously, in this price range. The front camera is 8 megapixels with f-aperture 2.0 and fixed focus. Also, this generation includes something called Live Island, which let's say simulates the iPhone. The preview still doesn't look optimized, so before you take the picture it looks like it's completely burned out the backlit background if you're in a backlit condition. But the result honestly looks good quality to me. It balances lights and shadows well, although obviously it is not a photo with an exaggerated level of detail. But for this price, I think it does take good selfies. And on the back we have the main camera of 50 megapixels with autofocus, aperture f1.8, although without optical stabilization. Then we'll find two trim cameras. One of them is supposedly for depth capture, and the other is supposedly artificial intelligence, which is a nice way of calling it a useless camera. So, consider that it only has one camera, even though three appear, although this does add an attractive touch to the design, but in reality, in photographic terms, it is not that advanced. Watch, here I have some example pictures. The main camera shows us a photo with good detail, although in color I feel it falls a little short. Here I took a picture with a 2x zoom and I think you can see that it is a digital zoom. The maximum it allows is 10x zoom, although I insist you can really notice that it is digital. It is not of the highest quality, although for the price range I think it is fine. Although it does not have a macro camera, I think the main camera allows us to take this kind of pictures of small objects and notice good details. Although the depth camera doesn't seem to work very well, this picture was with portrait mode and it didn't work, but it also has a bokeh mode that seems to work a little better, blurring the background. Although the foreground detection doesn't seem to be very accurate and evidently backlit, it's going to struggle a lot. So it's going to take very simple portraits, moreover with a perspective that is not that of a telephoto lens, so the more experienced portrait shooters will know that the results are not that advanced. The device allows you to record video in full HD, both with the rear camera and with the front camera. So in this sense, I think it does not disappoint. The battery is 5000 milliamps with support for 22.5 watts charging. I already told you that charging is possibly one of its strongest points because in the price range it's not that common to have this level of power. It comes with 256 GB of storage. This may be one of its strongest points because it is a lot of space available, although I guess it will be a bit slow storage. So power won't be one of its fundamentals, but at least you do have plenty of space to store images, photos and videos. Plus it comes with 4 GB of physical RAM and an additional 10 GB of virtual RAM by default, although you can downgrade it. But it's quite curious to see so much virtual RAM. We'll see whether or not it manages to take advantage of it in the video review. The processor is the Unisoc T606, a processor that honestly isn't very modern or very powerful. So let's see how it does in the benchmark. I'm going to run it and I'll come back when I'm done, which is probably going to take quite a while. And that's it. As you can see, here's the result. 377 points on a single core, showing quite a bit of weakness, but obviously we're looking at an entry-level device. Although in multi-core, it's not too bad. It reached 1,308 points. Let me give you a benchmark. It's more or less close to MediaTek's Helio G88 or Qualcomm's Snapdragon 680. So honestly, it's not too bad for this price, although obviously we'll have to see how optimized it can get in different applications and games. But for now, it has been a first look at this device. We have reached the end of this video. If you liked it, you know you can let us know, and we'll see you next time.